Hello, hello. I'm here with Rappin with the Phoenix and my little friend Boo Boo. And we are here to bring through a special message for you today concerning friendship. So, this one, it's actually kind of a heavy one for me. It's one that's taken years to decant. So, it's going to be a long one. So, put on your seatbelt. But it's about best friends, good friends, intimate friends, sharing your secrets and being understood. Those are the topics. So I, like many young women, grew up with the notion of best friends. You know, you have your best friend necklace and you do your best friend things. And then, of course, your best friend at your wedding then becomes your best man or your maid of honor. And these are, notions that we grow up with, that we have these bosom buddies that will stick with us, through thick and thin, will understand us, who we can tell all of our secrets to, who see us for who we are, who love us for who we are. Also reminded of that as I watched Anne of Green Gables with my girls this winter, and Anne of Avonlea and her bosom buddy, Diana Barry. They were kindred spirits, and I've always called my closest friends my kindred spirits. So, in growing up, I realized that even your most kindred spirits have big differences of perception. They don't see life the way that I see it. They don't digest it the way that I digest it. We have big differences on how we want to communicate things, how we perceive the same experience, positively or negatively. And so when I went through my divorce, this is a time when the friendships are under the magnifying glass. And my very best friend growing up, this was a time that relationship was severed in a big way. Not that, we had had the closest friendship all growing up. We had ups and downs, but still, I would have considered her my very best friend. That relationship was severed when I went through my divorce, for reasons that I won't go into right now. I'll tell the story sometime, one day, but that's not the point of this talk. So, the point was that I had to look for, I felt like I had to look for sources of support outside of myself. I had to gather my best and closest friends around me for support. And many of those people were far away. I was stuck in the countryside in France. I hadn't made new friends locally. Most of my friends are international. And so the distance was there. Also, it was difficult to have close friends with two small children. You know how it is trying to get on a phone call when you've got two little girls tugging at your dress, mommy, mommy, this and that. So nearly impossible to hold those friendships. And this was a huge gift for me in the divorce because it was really isolating, and also realizing that there was no one in my life that understood what I was going through and could support me through it. Because divorce is hard. Divorce is complicated. There are all kinds of little stories and nuances and things going on internally and externally, a thousand moving parts all at the same time. It was unrealistic of me to expect anyone to understand that, to get it, to really be in the trenches with me in that context, knowing that it was something that most people, didn't even have a notion of, the level of complexity that I was dealing with in my divorce. And so because of that, I realized that I had to then become my own best friend, which was the truth all along. But the expectation that someone is going to fully understand you, to fully get you, is an illusion. Yes, we have amazing kindred spirits and we have soul friendships and we even have these amazing love, twin flame relationships, but no one is going to get you 100%. Hi, Noriyoshi. So the expectation of having someone understand you, to really get you to see things the way that you see things, can happen only in small glimpses, only in short instances. But the expectation to have them there 100% to understand you and be there with you is not realistic. And in fact, was just me missing myself being my own best friend. I'm the person that understood my situation 100%. I'm the person that could bring any support and aid that I needed at that time because I knew exactly what I needed. I knew exactly what I was going through. So to be able to step into that role for myself at first felt like, oh, this is really pitiful. This is really ridiculous. You know, like I'm my own best friend. Sure, you're your own best friend. That's I felt like it was kind of a mental twist or a cop-out to actually having deep friendships. But I found that a deep friendship grew into a mutual respect of the other person. So as fully as I wanted to understand myself, first of all, I realized that I hadn't even done that. So if I can't understand myself, and if I don't know everything that's going on inside of me and why I'm reacting the way I'm reacting and what I'm doing and what I really want out of life, if I don't even know those things, how could I possibly expect someone else to know those things or take the time to figure them out if I hadn't even figured them out myself, first of all? But second of all, to realize that I had the resources within myself to be able to provide everything that a best friend could provide, that I actually enjoyed my own company, that I actually had the resources to help myself through the most difficult situations, was an incredible revelation. And then I could stand on my own 2 feet in respect of myself in my own company. And that made me into a much better friend for other people because I wasn't coming with a need of friendship to other people. I wasn't coming with the idea that they were supposed to understand me and I had to tell them everything so that they could understand everything because they weren't going to understand everything. So whatever they lent to me, whatever specific advice they gave to me or hugs they gave to me or just company or laughs, most of all laughs, that's what I really needed, was a free gift. You know, it was just the pure enjoyment of the other person, the respect of the other person, the witnessing of their journey and their witnessing of my journey. And that was absolutely invaluable. So now my friendships have mutated from, you know, the childhood version of friendship, which is the need for, I would say, tribal support. And I don't mean that in the good way, in the good sense of the tribe that I do have now. I mean that as in the, I can't be alone. I need other people to back me up. I need people to validate my choices. I need people to tell me what's up and what's down. You know, it's this need for external validation and this need not to be alone with myself. I went from that to now being able to stand on my own, not needing friendship, but enjoying friendship tremendously and having so much to give to the friendships. And not having a best friend or 3 best friends, even though I have an inner circle. But I have incredible connections with people that I may not speak to for months, but I know that they're absolutely a kindred spirit. I know I can call them anytime, that they will support me in my own sovereignty and autonomy, and I will support them in their own sovereignty and autonomy. And we just are in awe of one another. We just love on each other. There is no need there, so to speak. Of course, you know, we're humans. We need other people, but I don't come to them with a need, let's say, in that sense. And if I did come to them with a need, I'm sure that they would be, you know, super happy to help me fill whatever need that was. But it's just a completely different paradigm, a different energy. I have so many friendships, and none of them bear the weight and the pressure of the best friend, the best man, the maid of honor. None of those And so I've relished in that. And, friendship is a difficult thing, because when we open our hearts to loving other people, we can get hurt. Just like in a love relationship, just like in a marriage, we're opening our hearts, and we're opening ourselves to other people's perspectives and other people's desires and opinions and all of those things. And I can honestly say that now I don't fear any of that hurt or pain anymore, because first of all, I've the most incredible group of people around me that I have handpicked and selected at the level of closeness or at the level of distance that they are, according to how clean they are energetically, meaning how much they take ownership over their own life and how much they've cleaned up their own shadows, so that they can be somebody who is in full integrity with me. I have amazing people around me that are those kind of people that I have selected to be around me. And, the people I have in my life, I feel free to love on them, knowing that everything is given with an open hand. I'm not waiting in expectation of something, and I don't need something from them. Therefore, the ability to feel pain from them not giving me something, or to feel pain from their leaving, is really small. Is really small, because I know that I don't need them. It's just pure pleasure to have them in my life. And it's pure pleasure to give and receive love from them or with them. So it's a very, very different dynamic. And I know that in the holidays, it could be really isolating. It can be really weird having, not having friends, or having friends that are so far away, and feeling that sense of isolation and loneliness. So, there are two things I would say is the things that I've done myself. I wouldn't recommend anything I haven't tried. Is to fall in love with your own company, to fall in love with yourself, and to really provide what a best friend would provide to you, provide it to yourself, extremely specifically. I don't mean that in a broad sense. I mean listening to yourself, giving yourself gifts, having fun together. You can do that. You don't need someone else's permission or someone else's plan or someone else's presence or this and that to do that. You can do those things for yourself. And second of all, I highly recommend having wonderful people around you. And this takes time. It takes time to vet. It takes time to find those people. It takes time to clean your own energy up and your own shadows up, so that you can attract those kind of people. If you watch who you're attracting to yourself, that's a really big mirror, really big sign. Who are you attracting into your life? Why are they attracted to you? That's very telltale. So if you can do those things, you can really clean up your relationships and your friendships, and have them be pleasure. Don't have them be, a dangerous place. Don't have them be a needy place. It's not pleasant for anyone, but certainly not pleasant for you. And expecting other people to understand you is, it's a painful realization when we know that no one will fully understand us. But that's the beauty of being us. We are unique, incredibly complex works of art. We're the ones that know the depths of our soul and the intricacies of what we want, and then what we really want behind what we want. And so, that's part of being the incredible human that you are, is that no one will fully get you, because they're not like you. You're the only you. So anyways, I think I've said it all. I think I've said what I wanted to say. Boo Boo has to go, so I have to go. We've got to go, but please do send over questions, comments, Love to hear from you. Send you lots of love. Bye.